Hi there. Today's rail journey takes us on Via Rail in Canada. We're travelling from Ottawa to Montreal. Before we go any further, it'd be great if you could just hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much. We're actually starting on the O train, which is what the light rail in Ottawa is called. So we're at Tremblay Station, and Tremblay is on the Confederation line. It's just a short walk from the subway station to the Via Rail station, although some people seem to make it a little more dangerous than it should be. So this station is nice and modern, and I believe it was moved here a couple of years ago, but everything's nice and new and spacious and lots of glass around, so a very friendly station. And it looks like our train is on time today, which is great. It's going to take us just a couple of hours to get to Montreal, and we'll be leaving in about an hour or so. A lot of vending machines here in Ottawa. Not sure if they're trying to emulate the Japanese station or not, but there's vending machines, and there's also a cafe, so you could get a freshly made cup of coffee, and it's pretty reasonable as well. There isn't any sort of full-fledged restaurant or club or anything like that here. It's just the coffee shop. This is not our train, but I believe ours is similar to this one. There are steps up to the platform, but you'll notice there is also a ramp there for passengers with wheelchairs. We waited around this area for a little while, and then someone came and got us and led us down an escalator and a tunnel underneath and up to the platform that was between the tracks. So all very organised and nice and easy. Even if you have luggage or disabled or whatever, there is convenient access. And I should probably add, there are a lot of people to help, so really friendly and seem very eager to please. Car 5?
Car 5?
Yeah.
All the way down, please. Okay. Just before the last one, to your left.
Thank you.
Your attention, please. Via train number 28, bound for Quebec City, with stops at Castleman, Alexandria, Coteau, Dorval, Montreal, St. Lambert, St. Hyacinthe, Drummondville, Chapel, and
Car 5?
Yeah, what's up, which car?
Car 5?
Car 5, next one right here.
Next one, thank you.
check your boarding pass for your car and seat numbers, and proceed to the platform. Only passengers with a valid boarding pass for this train are allowed access to the platform. Thank you. Votre attention, s'il vous plaît. Le train via numéro 28 à destination de Québec s'arrêtera à
Bonjour.
What's your numéro?
Dorval, Montréal, Saint-Lambert,
Numéro 6.
The carriage here requires quite a step up from the platform, so just be aware of that. There are people to help, but it is a big step up. This interior looks a little retro and certainly a unique colour, but looks to be comfortable enough. As you can see, 2x2 seating in coach class. Looks as though if you're at the start of at the front of the carriage, you're travelling backwards all the way, which isn't very nice. So I don't think there's as much space as Amtrak in these seats. It does feel a little more cramped. Enough space to put my bag, as you can see, but it's not as spacious as Amtrak. I seem to be having a run of being in the last carriage for some reason. Anyway, departure is very smooth. You hardly notice it at all.
Downtown.
Bonaventure.
Yeah, it's right in front of Bonaventure. Name of the central station. The name of the station. Bonjour, hi. Tell me how today, sir.
English?
English, sir, just in case of evacuation. You guys are right next to the emergency window. Always use the doors, of course. If it's impossible, take the red ham in the box with both windows and push the button.
Okay.
Flags danger on the side, please use the one right here.
Okay.
So what's your final destination, sir?
Montreal.
Montreal. Have a good trip.
This is excruciating. It's taken 3 or 4 minutes and we still haven't left the platform. I know it makes no difference to our overall journey time, but it's just a really, really long platform and we're going really, really slowly. Anyway, the end is in sight, thankfully. We eventually pick up speed, and a wonderful thing about Via, they have trolley carts and they come through and you can order without having to go to a cafe car, which is a nice civilised way of doing things, I think. So it's time for a glass of wine. And this glass of wine and a cheese pack. It wasn't cheap, it wasn't expensive, and it is an option. So there's that. This is a really bumpy carriage, pretty delicate operation. We're about halfway through our trip now. We're still in Ontario, Castleman. It's just maybe slightly short of halfway through our trip. So this is a very agricultural area, a lot of feed crops. I believe this is wheat, and it's ripening at the moment. We've really picked up speed as we get closer to Montreal, much faster than when we were leaving Ottawa. So we're heading along at a nice clip right now. So this trip takes a couple of hours between Ottawa and Montreal. Ottawa itself isn't on the main line between Toronto and Montreal, and it joins that main line at our next station, Dorval. So I think this is a great way to travel along this busy corridor. Sure beats driving, and it's fast enough, and the distance is too short to fly. So I think all in all, it's a great option.
There's the opening doors, cars 1, 4, 5, and 6. Thank you for choosing Via Canada on behalf of the entire group. We wish you a pleasant evening.
Now coming into Dorval Station, which is on the outskirts of Montreal. Pretty popular station to get on and off, and most of the trains stop here. This is a good stop to alight if your final destination is anywhere on the west side of Montreal. Dorval is actually where the Ottawa line joins the main Toronto Montreal line as well. This is actually the station we'll use if you're going to Montreal Airport.
Dorval, this is Dorval Station.
And here we are in Montreal, the largest French-speaking city in North America, I believe, and a really unique city. Looking forward to our stay here. It'll be brief, but looking forward to it nonetheless. And looking to enjoy some fantastic food here. The station itself is pretty cavernous. They're really long platforms and really just crawl into this station. And I think we're doing about 5 miles per hour.
Standard de Montreal, this is Montreal Central Station.
Thank you. I believe this is the ocean actually pulling up beside us, coming in from Halifax, which is a real long distance train. I have to do that sometime. And that's it for our short trip on Via Rail, our first trip on Via. Very nice. Enjoyed a glass of wine with the attendant coming around. Please remember to subscribe and hit like if you appreciate my content. It really helps me out. Thanks a lot.